Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala afdalil mustafain Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man ta'abbada ila yawmiddin. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, as we discussed last week, that this evening we are going to be looking at Valentine, which is a celebration we are expecting tomorrow, inshallah. And we want to look at, as Muslims, should we participate in this celebration? In fact, before knowing whether we should participate, what is this Valentine itself? What is it even all about? So that it becomes very clear to us to know if it is something we should participate in. If we are not participating in the celebration, we should know why we are not partaking in the celebration. I want to remind us of what Allah has mentioned in Surah Al-Hajj, ayah 67, where He said, لِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ جَعَلْنَا مَنْسِكَهُمْ نَاسِكُوهُ. For every ummah, a right has been given to them. And we know this ummah, what celebration, what festival, what right or occasion has been given to us already. We have the Eid al-Fitr and the Eid al-Adha. Then let us quickly also be reminded of a hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The riwayah is in the collection of Bukhari, as narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, where the Messenger of Allah, he said, لَتَتَّبِعُنَّ مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ. You are going to follow those who came before you. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, talking to his companions, by extension to me and you, to everyone, to his ummah, his followers. He said, you will certainly follow the way, the tradition, let's even say the sunnah of those before you, their way of life, their lifestyle, their custom, their practice and tradition. He said, shibron, shibron, which is span by span. Was zero and be zero in, he said, and cubit by cubit. So even if it is small as a handspan or an arm length, we are going to follow them that way. It means it is not in something very, very big. So you should not think Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is talking about in a very big sin they are committing, even though some of those ones are actually big sin. But the Prophet is telling us, is letting us know how his ummah, how we are going to be so loose, or how we are going to go very low, that we will follow those before us in everything. Shibron, shibron, no matter how small, just a handspan. Zero and this zero in. He said, Hatta laudahalu, to the extent if they should enter Juhur, the hole of a lizard, he said, you will follow them. To the extent, if you now see them entering the hole of a lizard, you now see them doing something that ordinarily it doesn't make sense. It should not be possible for me to emulate. When you now see them hanging, let's say for example, a sign of their worship, let's say cross for example, or dressing, leaving the head, we call it the gallas or the afro, barbing one side and leaving one side, shaving one part, leaving the other part full. Or as a man putting on earring. Surprisingly, even some men are putting on nose ring now. Or putting on trousers or dressings that belongs to the opposite sex. So it sometimes it doesn't even make sense. You have one fine eyelash is given to you by Allah. You decide to shave it. After shaving, you now need something to draw the line. What are you doing? You shaved it and you draw a line. Because you want to have, how do we call it? Yeah, you want to have a gap in your teeth. You don't have it. You look for stick or something. You keep struggling to make a hole there. Or you force one teeth to drop itself so that it becomes a hole. And to you, it makes you look more beautiful or more handsome. That you have a space there. So the prophet said, even if they should enter the juhur of Sab, the hole of a lizard, as stupid as it is, the prophet said, you will want to follow them. And the companion, Kulna, we said, Ya Rasulallah, are you the messenger of Allah? Al-Yahud wa Nasara? Are you referring to the Jews and the Christians? The prophet said, Faman. Who else? I'm referring to them. They were surprised that we are Ummah, as Umar said. He said, we are a group of people that Allah has honored with Islam. And if we should want to seek for another honor, when we now go in search of honor from any other place, Allah will bring us back down. That's not what we are doing today. We want to be respected. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved by the non-Muslims. And one of the ways to be loved, to be respected, to be accommodated by them is to start behaving like them, is to start dressing like them, is to start talking like them, start acting like them. That you are even scared of saying Bismillah in front of them. Because it looks Bismillah, but you are speaking the language of the terrorists. Or you are making a plan, you are scared to say Inshallah. Or it's time for Salat, you are scared of going to observe your Salat. And that is one of those things happening today. That one of it is the celebration of Valentine, the festival of Valentine, which originally it is the celebration of a god Lupaka or Lupaki, Lupacalia. Ordinarily, this day it's an annual day to celebrate love and affection between one another. The feeling, you extend your feeling, you celebrate love, and it is mostly done between intimate companions. It is mostly done between intimate companions, mostly done between those who are not married. Because those who are married, you are supposed to be showing that love and affection every day to your spouse. Why will you wait for just one day of the year? After 365 or 66 days, what have you been doing? Sharing hatred? And one day for love? Or your parents, you abandoned them. On Valentine's Day, you put on your red clothes and start dancing, moving up and down. What are you doing? I'm celebrating love. Even goats celebrate love every day. And you as a human, you are having just a day for it. But originally, that's what is being done. An occasion for love and the romance. That is what it is all about, or the way we have it today. But before now, because we are going to be seeing, Allah willing, how it is being done. But before now, when you mention Valentine, people's mind goes to the name of a person that is written in a box. Because part of the practice, as we are going to be seeing, is names of people will be written in a paper, folded, and kept in a box. Name of virgins, of young girls, will be written that way. Then men will be called the bachelors. They are always happy when you come to that day. They will be called to come and pick name. And you pick. If the name you pick, the name written is Miss B. Subhanallah. Miss B is going to be with you to commit zina legally. You know, zina is not allowed. But I'm bringing it now. Zina, so for you to know, I'm not saying sexual intercourse legally, because by then it's marriage. So it is zina, but in a legal way for them, for complete year. Yes, free of charge. And if you are comfortable with her, you retain her and marry her. If you are not comfortable with her, you come back next year and pick again. Who will not keep going to pick? Who will not keep going to pick? When I said it's free of charge, Shaitan always beautifies such thing. So originally, it is the name of that person written in that box. So it means your Valentine now is the name you picked from the box. Then around year 1533, it became the paper itself, not the name. Because this is not this is not a religion. Quran remains Quran. It has been known as Quran. Up till now, it is still Quran. Years to come, it will remain Quran. Allah has been Allah. A time will not come, will never come, that when you say Allah, people will think you are referring to torchlight. It's not possible. A time will not come that when you say Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people will think you are referring to the angel that brought revelation. No, it's written and it's known. Muhammad is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah is Allah. Jibril or Jibril is Jibril. You cannot change it. So these ones keep changing because there is no permanent thing. Everything they are just trying to change it to suit the time. Then in the year 1610, it became the gift itself. So the gift I give to that lady, or the gift the lady gave to me, the man, even though it's men that always give to the lady. When you come to Valentine, you see them asking, who will be my Val? Or the lady will be asking, where will you take me to? So it became the gift. Then in 1824, it became the poem or the letter. Because I say celebration of love. Now we hardly write letters. Now you just take your phone, WhatsApp, or Facebook has made some of our things not to be official. Because before you bring your paper, your address, the receiver's address, there, sir, letter for, and you start now. You just write to your father, Daddy, I'm in school, I need 10,000 naira. And he to respond, no problem. But before you have to write a letter, Dear Daddy, how are you? I hope you are fine. How is mommy at home? Thanks for the other day. I received the money that day, even though after 2 days. Then after the whole story, you will never forget to write, extend my greetings to my other brothers and sisters at home, and tell our new baby that I miss him or her. See you when I come. Will you see me before you come? But now, so that letter or that poem, you come and start singing. Some of those poems, you come and start singing, you are my love, you are my this, and all those ones. It became that Valentine. Then, but what it was before it became Valentine was a Roman celebration of Lupercalia. It was a ritual, and we are going to see how it became what it is today. In the 4th century, it is a celebration to honor God Lupercus. The Romans have a lot of gods. Even January is Janus. Even January, people celebrate is a name of a god called Janus, the god of the doorways, having 2 faces, one here, one here. Even if you go up to Google, just write Janus, you see drawing of somebody with 2 faces, and they will give you other stories there. So we are not just saying it out of the blue. It's history that is known. The only thing is sometimes we have not taken our time to verify, or we only verify for verifying sake. We don't see the effect some of those things have to our creed, our iman, the akidah, the belief in Allah. We just think it's just like every other thing. When Prophet Muhammad said, Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. You try to be like people. You struggle to be like them. You emulate. You talk like them. You do like them. You are going to be resurrected. You are going to be seen. You are going to be judged like them. So you try to look like people, a group of people, you are part of them. So you are not gay. But when you are walking, you walk like this. And when you are talking, you talk like that. Yes. And when you dress like them. Put on a man. How will you be putting on trouser that you have to call 2 people to help you pull down? Where are you going to? Or you want to plait your hair? Why? Or a woman want to always shave the hair to look molo and not even covering it, putting on one big jeans, fitted, bouncing and moving like a man. That sometimes you be doubting, am I the man or she's the man? When you meet on the street and you by me mistakenly you say good morning sir, and she just look at you, who is sir? Do I look like sir to you? She's even proud. Yes, I am not sir, but I look like sir. What are you doing? So what they do is to distribute young girls for entertainment and pleasure. But when Christianity came, Christianity struggled. The leaders struggled to cancel it, to abolish it, to stop it because of the evil. You know, we said this Lupercalia or Lupercus is a god of Roman. So the Roman, when Christianity started or began entering their blood, they struggled to abolish, to stop. But it was difficult because it has entered them. The way there are some things now that has entered me or you. There are some practices today that Muslims, come what may, whatever you will do, they will tell you over their dead body. They will not leave it. Some will tell, I know it's bad though, but I just forget it. Don't even start. I will not leave it. But he knows it's bad. There are things like that. We know it is not proper, but it has come to stay. So they struggled to abolish, to stop, but it was not easy. What they could only do was to change the name. What they could only do, because it was not Valentine initially, it was Lupaki or Lupercalia. Just the same way I said, we have Janus, god of doorway, that very strong man, that when he's fighting in war, he's seeing his front and seeing his back. So he can hold his sword, fighting like this and like this, killing people at the same time. This man must be strong. Because just like even in India today, you have one among your cows, among your things you have one special one, the biggest, very amazing. This must be a god. You bought chicken. One became big, unexpectedly more than the other. There must be a sign of God working in this one. This must be a God. Nobody will ever slaughter it. Is that how we know our God? If that's how we know God, it means every first son should be God. Because he's the first son now. And he's special. But it doesn't make sense. So, at the end of the day, it became Saint Valentine because of a story of a man known, or of men known as Saint Valentine. But before even the Valentine itself again, February generally is known as a time for purification. As a time for purification. You purify yourself, you clean yourself, houses are cleansed and purified. They sweep it, add some things to it to purify your house. That is what they used to do originally. Because every month has what is attached to it. January is for this. February is when the birds meet together. March is for this. April is for this. May is for this. June, July, August is after King Augustus. September is even a number. The bar is a number. October, November, December is just a number. Number, I mean figure, number, just like our 1, 2, 3. Using it for counting, no problem. Marking days, no problem. But celebrating or having a special, just the way we have the ember days, the way we months. So when we enter, the Christians sometimes, or people just gather, that in every ember month, there used to be accident, there used to be scarcity of money, there used to be this. So you enter special prayer, special fasting. What a belief. We'll start doing tahajjud. As if the God of other months is different from this month. That God is so generous that he's very good. Then the God of this ember is a God of accident, a God of poverty. Subhanallah, Allah is far above that, and we cannot think of that about Allah. So, on that day, members of Lupaki, on that day, the day they have already, 14th February, has been known for long. What they do, because it is fertility now, and we have the god of agriculture, and we have the founder of the gods of Roman, or of the Romans. To begin with, they will gather the Lupaki, the members, or the priests, those who have been ordained to participate in the festival. They will gather, that is the Roman priest, they will gather in a cave. That is the cave that they believe that a she-wolf known as Lupa took care of the two founders of Rome, which is Romulus and Remus. These are the two of them, brothers. They will gather in that cave, and that they will slaughter goats and slaughter dog. It is the blood they need, not the goat. The blood of the goat signifies fertility. And the blood of the dog signifies purification. The blood of that goat is for fertility. Then that of the dog, it's as if you have not bathed and you entered mud. So what they do is the blood will now be mixed together. Fertility, purification, goat and dog mixed together, used in cleaning people's body, especially women, to be fertile and to be purified. And it is milk that they will use in washing it. Subhanallah. I say it's in history. We can get them. Then that is in the morning, during the day. Then later in the evening, people will now gather. And that is when the names we earlier mentioned will now be written. All those women, young ladies, the virgins or young girls who are in need of men to be married or to fornicate with, or for any other service they want, they will come over and write their name, and after the name is written, you fold it and it will be placed in that box. That's after do I call it a funny practice? That after the purification and after the fertility. And I did not mention that the young boys who will first cleanse themselves with this blood mixed together and will finally wash it out with milk will go around the streets with this blood, and women will come forward to get parts, to have share in this blood, especially a woman that wants to be purified, a woman that is barren. In fact, even plants, they will splash the blood on the plants so that it will produce very well. Yes. Because it is still in that month, we have Phanos, who is the god of agriculture. So these are the three gods coming together. Three gods, three in one. So, during the day, they will now meet, and the name is kept, and the men, I said, the city bachelors, who are not yet married, but they are interested in marrying, or they are interested in zina, will now come forward and take their free gift. What is that gift? You pick a paper and you go. Because as they are on queue, the women who wrote their name are somewhere waiting. So once you pick your name, you check the name. The name is the name is B. And B is that lady I have been eyeing. Finally on my list. She belongs to you for the whole year. You return back on 14th of next year. If you are interested, you marry her. If you are not interested, just like, yes, try again later. You are coming to try again. Look at a tradition. We are going to give references or where we can see these things. I said there are 2 to 3 things affecting us. One, we have not paid attention to know what is this. Just the way that scholar of Akhadabi, he mentioned, rahimahullah, he said, do not do anything until you know the hukum of Allah. So somebody come to meet you, let us start dancing now. What's the meaning of dancing? It will make you to know. We should dance. Why now? But you know, today is Salah. Hey, today is Salah. Before you know, it is you that will stand this dancing step. No, try to know the ruling. So I said, one, we are not concerned about knowing the ruling. That is, we are not about reading the story of, man, just do the one you can do and leave the main one for God. Okay, if Allah will punish you too and leave the main one for you and devil, let's see who will now understand that day. Two, even when we know, we don't pay attention to it. We don't see the effect it has in our religion. And my question is, if I don't celebrate Valentine, what are you taking away from me? It is clear that I should not. So if I don't do it, it will make my wife to run away from my house. It means your wife is not like you. It means she's having problem as far as her religion is concerned already, which you need to correct. Or it is the man that will run away from the wife. No, somebody has been calling him outside and he was waiting for opportunity that you don't buy gift for him so as to run. Or what will happen? I don't buy gift for my mom, my dad, that day, and their conclusion will now be, oh, so you don't love me. When I have been giving you something every day, on 14, I refuse to give, or I won't give because I have been giving, I only refuse to give that special gift you demanded for, because it's a red day. It's a day people put on red clothes. And maybe we have not paid attention to Valentine if people wearing red. Well, we have not seen, even now, we don't give, just the way we made mention of WhatsApp, we don't give greeting cards anymore. And me, I still like greeting cards. So if you have it, you can always bring greeting card, Happy Salah, look for a rope, tie it in my house, you see greeting cards there. Originally, they used to, but now WhatsApp has changed everything. It has changed how to write a letter. It has changed how to write email. It has changed how to greet parents. It has changed how to respect people. Imagine a child, a son, telling the father WhatsApp, hi. Would you ever tell your father hi when you meet? Daddy, hi. Or WhatsApp. Facebook. Or you go online in the night around 12 and you see your daddy and say, Daddy, you have not sleep. Or then will you go to your daddy's room and say, Daddy, sleep now. So a lot of things. Yes, it has a good part of it. All these are just by the way. So then we already mentioned that the Christians seeing the evil, because the Christianity now extended to Rome now, or it was now in Rome. They saw the effect, the evil, the fornication and other bad things. So they struggled to stop, to abolish, but it was difficult. It was already rooted in people's mind. So what they could only do is to replace. Since you are insisting on this day, you must do something on this day. Let us give you a better replacement. That was how the name now changed from Luperci or Lupercalia to Saint Valentine. So the name only changed, but the day they did not change. That was how we now have Saint Valentine. And in the Christian's history, we have up to 50 Valentines. Saint Valentine. We know saint now. A lot of things we keep cutting it. We only know it as Valentine. But I hope we know originally it is Saint Valentine. That's the actual name. And we know those that bear saints. Saint Michael, for example. Saint Andrew. Do we have Saint, let's say, do we have Saint Abdullah in? Do we have Saint Muhammad? So we know those that used it. So it was Saint Valentine. They have up to 50 names like that. But one or two were believed to be Shahid, yes. No Shahid, martyr in their own part now, because they died for their faith. They died. So that initially it was Spiritual Love Day, 14 February. It now becomes Martyrs Day, a Shahid Day. That was the day Saint Valentine, a Shahid, passed away. He became the patron of the patron of those celebrating love for that day. But what happened? What is so special about him? Anybody can be given. They will even give Saint Rufai as the person. But why the Valentine? The Valentine in that story, the Valentine there, a particular time, the king gave an announcement that no soldier should get married. The reason is soldiers, when they get married, when they go to war, they will not participate very well because they want to come back and meet their wife. Some even just married day before yesterday and you send them to war today. They are not even prepared for honeymoon. So instead of going to the war front and fight, for where everybody will be going back, I want to go back and meet my wife and children. So he now said nobody should marry. You know, it happened during one of the imams, I think Imam Malik. When the Khalif at that time, the Muslim leader at that time, made the soldiers to sign an agreement. He made them to sign a particular thing. If you do this, you refuse to obey me, or you do this, your wife automatically divorced. And Imam Malik gave fatwa that it's not correct. If you divorce because you are forced, it is not known as divorce. Just by the way. So that was similar thing happened. No soldier should marry, and if you marry, you'll be killed. So this Saint Valentine said, no, Christianity is not against marriage, and you cannot force us to do that. And the king said, how dare you oppose what I have said? That was in 296 Christian era. You know, we don't use AC as is AD as is popularly known. We use AC after Christ. So we are in 2023 AC or CE. AC is after Christ. CE is Christian era, because we don't believe that Prophet Isa or Prophet Jesus alayhi salam is dead. He has been raised. Bal rafa'ahullahu, and he's going to come back at an appointed time fixed by Allah, which I and you don't know when. We only know it's going to happen. So the king jailed him. He became a prisoner. In their story, in the history, Encyclopedia Biblica, we read another storybook. So it's not that Muslims or somebody just sit down and decide to write. No. He fell in love with the daughter of the king who sent him to prison. How managed? She is blind. So he prayed to God, and she was healed, and she was seen. And maybe a sign of appreciation, we don't know, he fell in love with her, and the king offered him, yes, you can be my in-law, because the way you have relationship with my daughter ordinarily is not proper, but to cover his secret and every other thing, you can marry her and fine. He refused because he said to marry is haram. But he fell in love. So he was killed. He was beheaded on the 14th of February, and it coincided with the 14th February of Lupaki. So this is the day we should now celebrate Saint Valentine. This came in one of the stories attached to Saint Valentine. The Lupaki or the Lupercalia is a story well known. How it is linked together, this is one of the stories, because you know I told you we have up to 50 Saint Valentines known. But this is one of the stories attached to Valentine, how the name was changed, that he was beheaded on the 14th February 270 Christian era. And we now have it as the day of Valentine. And just to mention that there are a lot of practice, a lot of traditions, and a lot of celebration, that the only thing Christianity was able to do is to Christianize that thing. Meaning there are some things they cannot take away totally. The only thing to do is to accommodate it and change it somehow. And there are very many. What is April Fool? What is Easter Monday? Or the Easter Friday? Even the Christmas itself. Even the birthday itself. We are going to give a book that I want us to just try and read. It's a very small book. Don't think it's up to 100 pages. Even 30 minutes, you read it. It talks about searching for truth. You'll even see that as simple as candle we have has its origin. Candle, onion candle, or even the cake. It has its origin and a belief attached to it. Don't you mention here that some music we just see it as music. You listen to them and to you it's making your head to be cool. You'll be shaking the small head or the big head anyhow your own is and the way it is. Some music you listen to it, let's say at night before you sleep, unless you are just protected by Allah, it is that night that the devil or the jinn will find its way of penetrating you. Because some of those things, the messages, what they contain are not things that ordinarily, if you know, you will even want, even the person singing, you don't want to go close to him. But because we don't know, we are saying, there are many. And maybe one of those days we'll bring in one of those things. Some are even popular. There are some, if we mention it now, someone will say, umbrella, la, ella, and many other related umbrellas and other songs. May Almighty Allah make our fears easy for us. The successor of Saint Peter, what he later did was to declare that this day is a lovely. So it was now made official that everybody must celebrate it. It was made official. Now it's not issue of it was Lupaki. It will link it together. Since it has been linked together, we must celebrate it as a sign to respect, to mark that saint who died for the love of our Lord, who refused to marry, to honor his religion. And you remember what Allah mentioned in Tawbah of how the Yahud and the Nasara has taken their rabbis, their monks, as arbab, mendunil, as lords. How? They kept halalizing things. They kept allowing things that are not allowed for their followers. And when you think you have that power to tell people to do what ordinarily is right, you are telling them it is wrong, you are making yourself as God. So it was made official for them. And always remember, when you are ready to participate in such festival, Suratul Isra should always come to mind. Ayah 71, when Allah said, Yawma nad'u kullu unasin bi imamihim. The day we are going to call, after being resurrected, we will call everyone. Pharaoh, we are the followers of Pharaoh. You will see people who did not live. They were not opportune, because it's opportunity for them now, to live during the time of Pharaoh. But unfortunately, they became followers of Pharaoh. You will see people, me and you, that did not live during the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are not counted as companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are not followers of companion or followers of the followers of companion. But a set of people among the companions of the Prophet, we will be resurrected and counted among the companions. Even though we never even saw even the back leg of a follower. So it is a day Allah will call everybody with their leader, with their imam. فَمَنْ أُؤْتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ يَقْرَؤُونَ كِتَابَهُمْ وَلَا يُظْلَمُونَ فَتِيلًا. That is the day that Allah will now call you. So if you are a follower of Mr. Lupercalia or Master Lupaki or Saint Valentine or Pope Galatius, who declare it, or the successor of Saint Peter, who made it official, or you want to be follower of Renus, that god of agriculture, or the brothers who were being looked after by Lupa, the she-wolf, it's now left for us. Or we want to be among those who will follow Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is the time for us to choose. It is for us to know, who do we love? Is it Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or these people we have mentioned? And if after now declaring who we love, we now have to translate what is the meaning of love. Is it possible for me to tell you I love cigarette but I don't smoke? You know, it will not go. You cannot say I hate cigarette too. But you are I see the way I hate this thing, and you are still enjoying it. So when you love someone, you want to emulate him. You want to copy him. Is it not because of love that is making people to dress like the celebrities? Is it not love that is making people, any small thing, you see them singing Indian song, you don't even know the meaning. The Indian one, the one you mentioned was not subtitled. You don't know the meaning. You just like the tone. Kuchi kuchi hota hey, and you start singing it everywhere. Even though that one, a lot of people know the meaning. Or you know, some of those Amita, a lot of songs we just memorize. Someone just sing it. So I remember in this film. Is it not the love? Is it not the love for footballers that makes people to have nickname of a footballer? You see, because you can play in a locality, they call you Okocha, they call you Ronaldinho, they call you Messi. It is still because of the love that makes some people to draw tattoo of people in their hand, those that don't even know that you are existing. So if we love Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we'll want to be like him. We'll want to emulate him. We'll want to learn how he talked, to talk like him. How he moved, to move like him. How he addressed people, to address like him. But our own is opposite. We claim to love Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but we are imitating another people. I claim to be a student of government day secondary school, but every morning I put on government day secondary school uniform and I walk to junior secondary school, Buhari Central. You are mad or stupid, people will say. Say, oh, where are you going to? Buhari 1. You are a student of where? Government day. You are in what class? SS1. What class are you entering? GS2. Are you okay? Yes. That's what we do. Then finally, some of the symbols or some of those things people do that day, we already mentioned, is just to express love. You go out with your beloved ones to party. You dance. Or they dance. They drink. They share greeting card. And the original greeting card, just the way we made mention of New Year own, that got dinosaurs. Not dinosaurs of dinosaurs. That a god. You can browse it also. I said, just go to Google. That's, you see the god of wine. Yes, attached to January 1st. The god of wine. So the same way, this one you see the, and I used to see it then, but now we don't see them. You see a baby having wings, small baby having wings, and you will see, yes, could be, thank you, sir, and you will see an arrow. That's the actual sign they used to give. But now the one that is always giving now is just Saint Valentine. That is for those who give, or they just share flower. So initially it used to be bow, then you see an arrow with, but now, so these are some of the signs. Whether you don't celebrate love, you don't go to party, you don't give gifting card. Okay, one of it is putting on red clothes. Yes. I remember then when we were in school, sometimes when we forget that it's on 14, it is the red clothes that make us remember. You see, as from 5, you see the ladies, everybody red clothes going out. That's why today is we did not prepare for Saint Valentine. So no, it's not Islamic. Whether you put on white clothes that day, you did not go to party, you did not share greeting card, but somebody say happy Valentine and you say, you know, it can be said in two different ways. Same to you or shame to you, anyone. But you know the same and participating. Shame, I'm telling Abba, you don't even know about your Islam. I'm not saying we should say shame. I'm just trying to tell you, it can come in two different ways. So you are now saying same to you, thank you, and every other thing because you want to be accepted, because you want to be loved, you want to be part of it. By then, that hadith, you are within that bracket. The riwayah is in Ahmad and Dawood. Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. Because you are not celebrating, so you are not like them. But they wished you and you wish them back. You are now looking like them. And Allah knows best. The Almighty Allah preserve our iman for us. May He count us among those who love and emulate Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam comfortably and with pride for our religion. May He count us among those who will understand the deen, who will practice the deen very well. And may He make our final statement, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa akhiru dawana an alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So for those who are still planning to do it tomorrow,